Hey, it's Steven from Icon Industries here with a real quick tutorial about how to use Frame.io. Chances are, if you're one of our clients, that at some point you'll be receiving a link to a Frame.io site from us. These links are what we use to send you videos that need to be reviewed. We're either looking for your feedback if there's something that we're not sure about, or if it's a final product, we're looking for your final approval and any last notes of last minute changes we need to make before it's ready to publish. So when you open up one of these links, you'll see a video player like this. I'm just going to mute the volume here so it's not bothering me while I'm showing you guys how to do this. Go ahead and just click play there, and the video will start playing. We had some fun doing our little spoof of an Avengers scene for announcing Icon Industries. There's a card here if you haven't seen it. But let's say there's a note that I want to leave in here. I can just click in this little box down here for comments. And while the video is playing, I can just start typing whatever I want. And you see, as soon as I start typing, it pauses the video. And at this point in the timeline here, it puts this little yellow dot. That's a comment that I'm about to leave. I can just type in a comment like that and click send, and that'll just leave a normal text comment. But you'll notice this little clock down here. The comments that you leave when you're doing it this way are tied to the specific time that you leave the comment. That's extremely helpful because that way you don't have to go and say something like, oh, the person with the blue shirt said this at 15 seconds into the video. That's really vague. It's hard to know exactly what you're talking about, especially because sometimes the clocks that you see don't match the clocks on our editing workstations. So having it done this way makes it extremely simple. Everyone knows what you're talking about. We're all on the same page. So if I go ahead and click send here, it's going to ask me to either log in or just put in my information so that we, as the editors, as a production company, know who's leaving the comments. If you have a Frame.io account, you can go ahead and log in there. Otherwise, you can just add in your contact information here. And now I'm ready to go. So the video continues playing, and I can just keep doing that. I can keep on typing whatever I want in here. Let's just put some gibberish in. There's another comment. It starts playing again automatically. And let's just do another comment here just for fun. So there we go. You might have noticed when I start typing those comments, I'm just going to pause the video down there. As I start typing a comment, this little yellow dot that comes up has these little handles on either side. So what those let you do is rather than leaving your comment just on one particular frame, you can choose a whole range of time to leave your comment in. So maybe there's a snippet that I want to pull out and say, oh, this, 15-second long period, this would make a great social media post. So can you chop out just that section and we'll post that separately to Instagram? So you can do things like that, selecting a range of time and leave your comment here. So I might say, this is a great soundbite. And then we'll know as editors that we can pull that out and use that for your social media content. Now, the last way that I want to show you how to leave comments is you can click on this little paintbrush down here, and that'll open up all these tools with different colors and different arrow options and things like that. What this lets you do is draw right on the video. So I might say, I'm happy with how this looks, but I might want to circle that and say, let's change the color. I don't know, we'll change it to red. Why not? So now when the editor goes in their video project, they'll see your circle here and the text with it. That's just another thing that makes it really clear exactly what you're talking about. In a more complicated shot, it might be hard to describe exactly what part of the frame you're talking about. So being able to just circle it or put an arrow on it makes it super simple. On the topic of arrows, you can just grab your other shapes like this and just draw a shape wherever you want it. This makes it super easy to make it extremely clear what you're talking about. And of course, there are emojis, which is very fun. So I don't know, I'll just click some fun little emojis in there and go ahead and send those. Last but not least, you'll have the ability to reply to any comments that are in here. It's pretty common that when we send a video to a client for feedback, we will have already left some comments in there. That's for a variety of reasons. We might either have a specific question about a shot, or if we have a plan to do something in the future, we might say something like, this is a temporary graphic, we have a better one that's in progress, this is just a filler for now. So there'll be other information in there or questions in there that you can reply to. It's great to use that whenever possible, just so that way when we go through the edit, it's much simpler to have everything in one spot, and it makes the editing process a lot faster. So let's say this is a great shot right here. If I disagree with that, then I might say, actually, let's replace it. So now when the editor goes through, they're not having to jump between 5 different comments from different people. It's all in a conversation. They get the whole idea of what's going on, and they'll immediately know what to do with that. Now, the last couple of things you might need to know. Down here, you can choose quality. So if for some reason it's stuttering with your playback, you can choose a different quality option there. Right here, you can choose guides. Most people won't end up needing these, but you can put frame guides on here if you prefer. That's especially useful if it's going out to broadcast. And finally, up in the top right, you'll see a status. And this is where you can tell us where you feel the video is. So by default, it'll say that it needs review. If it's in progress, that usually means we're working on it on our end. So you know that there's progress being made. And finally, when your video is done and ready to publish, you'll click approved. So that wraps up our quick video about how to use Frame.io. If you do have any questions, my contact info is in the description. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you're already one of our clients. On the off chance that you're not, we're happy to answer your questions anyway.